Evening, folks. How's it going? Hi, how are you? I thought I'd do a quick little video. I went and picked up a couple of things today, found a couple of things. One being a couple of issues of Creepy magazine with a cover artist. Well, at the time, who I thought was just a cover artist, Terrance Lindall. And according to, born in 1944 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, is where he's originally from. I discovered his art. I'm just going to jump right into it. Nothing else. I discovered his art. I had discovered his art through some horror magazines. Things like Eerie. This is issue number 103. Hopefully that comes out okay. And was immediately taken by his style. It's really, really great. It has kind of a life of its own. It has a texture to it. It has there's just, in every single piece that I'd seen, there was this kind of horrific element to everything. There was really good kind of horror going on with like demons and almost hellish environments and nature taking control. And his horrific views continue with Creepy number 108. This is one that I picked up today for $2 measly. He hasn't done much. When I was looking at my favorite site for this kind of stuff, and I'm assuming I'm not the only one, and I'm sure I've mentioned it many times before, but it's always worth mentioning again. Comic Vine is a really great resource for, you can punch up a character, you can punch up an artist or a writer, and it'll give you a list of everything they've done. Now, how those lists are compiled, I'm not sure if it's a Wikipedia type of thing where it's the readers and the website goers who contribute to the pages or not. But this one shows that he's only done 15. He's only appeared in 15 issues or 15 magazines / comics. A couple of those are kind of reprints and collections. So he only did 3 creepy covers, and with these 2 today that I found, this is the other one I found today, that I have all 3 now. He only did the 1 eerie cover. This is my favorite out of the 4 kind of cover designs that he did. I love this one. It's just a bizarre piece of imagery. Looks like they're pulling his intestines out of the vehicle, stabbing him in the head with a needle, and bunch of phallic looking buildings in the background, and really just a very, very unique style. I really, really like this guy's art. And as I said, Travis had commented today that his stuff was very much like Hieronymus Bosch, and I can see that for sure, but he does have his own thing going on as well. And when he commented on that, I kind of had to, I said to him at the time that he's only done covers, and it turns out, looking at that Comic Vine page, I was completely wrong. He did do some interiors, and I've got a number of them already, which was a nice kind of surprise to be able to see some more of his work. So this is Creepy issue number 127. Here's kind of nature and demons about to render a man limb from limb, by the looks of things, all greedily looking on with their tongues hanging out. Tongues from trees, tongues from flowers, frog-type creatures, alligator-type creatures, and some demon. Just fantastic stuff. Really, really great. A lot of this stuff you can find for pretty cheap. Missed it. You didn't miss it. You're good. I'm still here. Check out this one. This is my favorite. I'm just going to show you once more there. Maybe you're aware of this fine, young, upstanding artist, Terrance Lindall, there, Joan and Jello. So those are the covers that he's done. He appeared in an issue of Vampirella that I don't have, that's now on my list. And I think there was 4 issues of Heavy Metal, one of them that I don't have. And then there was an issue of Epic. And what else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Heavy Metal, Creepy, Eerie, Vampirella, Epic. Oh, and Son of Heavy Metal. One appearance in Son of Heavy Metal. And was Son of Heavy Metal reprints as well, too? I'm not quite sure. There's not much said about him on the Wikipedia page, other than born in 1944. He's an American artist and the co-director and chief administrator of the Williamsburg Art and Historical Center in Brooklyn. He's written a couple of books. He did some art for some books as well, too. Illustrations of John Milton, some of which were originally published in Heavy Metal. Have been featured in textbooks and modern printings of Milton's work, as well as Lindall's rendition of Paradise Lost in prose. One of his illustrations is featured on the Oxford University website, created to support its 400th anniversary celebration of Milton. Other than that, not too much else. There's a couple of great pictures of him, but there's not too much in the way of information about him. So the other appearances that he had, Epic magazine number 3 here. So as I said, I wasn't aware of any interior artwork that he did until kind of searching. So page 54, Worker in the City, story by Archie Goodwin, art by Terry Lindall. So let's see here, give you a taste of his interior work. More of the same. This was not a bad little story. A guy wandering through the vast nowhere stumbles upon a city pursued by monsters. Super awkward here. There we go. Pursued by monsters, makes it into the city to turn on the defense systems, and then kind of just travels through the city, working on the computers, getting everything running smoothly. Days pass, years pass, until finally he becomes one with the city. And then the last panel, the city waits. The city sprawls and waits again, is how it ends. Not bad. I mean, it's nice to see his stuff on an interior. It's not as ghoulish as I would have liked, but there you go. Sorry, give me 1 second here. I should see what this is. Okay, so 3 of the 4 appearances from Heavy Metal magazine. The first one being October 1979. I think that was the first one, unless I have this backwards. No, that wasn't the first one. Sorry, maybe it is the first one. Anyway, October 1979. Let's see. Zeno meets Dr. Fear and is consumed. This was my favorite here, just by Terrance Lindall. So story and art by Mr. Lindall himself. Really, really great. The title pretty much says it all. There's the first page there. Enters a cave to meet Dr. Zeno. Wanders through the cave. Ends up getting lost and devoured. End of story. End story. Really, really fantastic. The path branched and went off in odd directions, and always there were choices to be made. Eventually, Zeno made the wrong choice, as is inevitable in life. and the result was death, the one certainty in life. Yum. Fantastic. Another appearance in January 1980's issue of Heavy Metal. It's the great thing about this stuff. So Paradise Lost, here we go, by Terrance Lindall on page 41. The great thing about some of these older magazines, and especially jumping into these older comics as well, too, not even older comics, but I should say kind of the horror comics, and I've said it before when I've talked about Unexpected and things like that, that the kind of fun of going into those is there's a lot of artists that I'm not as familiar with, and you do kind of stumble on these artists who just make these appearances a few times and kind of really leave an impression. It's kind of a nice thing to have a chance to discover, especially when something resonates so well. So part one, Paradise Lost by John Milton, adapted by Terrance Lindall. The only stuff that was reprinted in Heavy Metal, I guess. It'd be great to kind of find some more of his work with Paradise Lost. Again, gives him a chance to kind of flex his demon type muscles there. There's just a quality to his work that almost looks, there's parts of it that almost looks like they're carved in stone, you know what I mean? They have that three-dimensional look to it, like it was a slab of stone that the figures were just created from. Check that out. That's amazing. I love that. That's a hell of an image right there. Fire burning in his belly, flames around him, fingertips on fire. Really, really crazy stuff. Yeah, and then it says to be continued, unless it's continued in the fourth Heavy Metal that I don't have. So the final Heavy Metal that I do own, December 1980's issue. And this one has a lot of heavy hitters. Mary Quite Contrary by Ted White, illustrated by Terry Lindall, page 33. This one is very very phallic. So there you go. I like the layout of this one though, with just the little bit of text along the bottom and then nothing to interrupt the image from kind of standing on its own. Very liquidy and viscous story here. There you go. A woman trying to discover her sexuality in a safe way without falling into the traps and dangers that are set out for her. With no luck, unfortunately, but would you want it any other way with a horror type story? There we go. And there you go. That's it. Nothing, like I said, not too much, not as much information on him that I could find anyway, on my little bit of digging, but I wanted to share that anyway. Just a really nice discovery, a hell of an artist. Yeah, that was it. Nothing more to say. Thanks very much for tuning in to this little short broadcast on the artist Terrance Lindall. Thanks. We'll talk to you.